Like at Tokyo Disney Sea, that's not like Japanese territory. That's administered by Disney. It's like how even the mayor of Gotham City has to talk to Carmine Falcone in order to run his policy by him. Casino? You know what? I ran the casino. I ran the casino. Don't try to trick me. Jesse. Oh, man. Did you see that video from the Egyptian water slide where the kid's on the tube and the lifeguard gets on top of the tube and just starts twisting his legs and then spins the kid around 360 degrees and kicks the tube into the slide? Holy cow, man. That was a classic. That man, he's like the Salt Bay of lifeguards. I made it. The edited one is hilarious. Yeah, where the kid just, you immediately see the child like flying off to the side. You gotta ask yourself, for real, like what kind of person steps on the switch after they're already safe? Like, yes, like you. Like, why would you do that? Like, you can only hurt yourself. I got the attention, though. Got the attention. Okay, hold on. I'm in. It's their first time? It's not their first time. These are obviously high ELO lobbies. Otherwise, I would not be in them. Holy cow. Some people actually just are ignorant and need to be punished. Literally, we both could have made it, but he was like, no, I want the corner cut. Okay, that's why that shit is illegal in F1. Unless you're Lewis Hamilton. Okay, whatever. I deserve it. I deserve it. That's unbelievable. I don't know anything about F1, just for the record. Lose before finals? Dude, send me to the Shadow Realm. I mean, and the worst, he did it just to say fuck you. You make too many F1 jokes to not watch it? No, I don't watch it. It's just everybody in streaming apparently got into motorsport within the last few years because of the Netflix series. So I'm very familiar with the fact that we don't like the silver car. We really like the red car, except, oh, the strategy team keeps screwing over my sweet boy, Charles Leclerc. I like when the red car wins. I don't go to r/Formula 1. Because the top post is always some dumb shit like, Kevin Magnussen's face after his coolant hose popped in practice 17. And his face is like, people are like, dude, this is just, if that was Kimi Räikkönen, he would have just gone to the bar. I would watch more F1 if they... I mean, I think it's actually really cool that F1 travels around the world, and that's why some of the races are in psychotic time zones for me personally. But it does make it very inconvenient to follow the sport in general. People are like, yeah, dude, but there's 2 races a year that start at like 10 a.m. your time. Just watch IndyCar then? No, I like watching sports that I can actually talk about with other people and they know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna watch IndyCar. What an insane suggestion. I'll start just following like local lacrosse and go see some Vancouver Warriors games. You talk about hockey? Yeah, I live in Canada. People know about hockey up here. I know this is going to be hard for Americans to believe. When I got into that Uber at the hospital 2 days ago, my driver was listening to sports radio. Crazy to think of. They were actually talking about the Vancouver hockey team, not the Boston Red Sox, which I know is hard to believe. Why doesn't baseball have a salary cap? That seems so stupid. That like if you're a baseball player, like you're coming out of high school, you're one of the top scouted prospects in the country. You get drafted by the Kansas City Royals. You put in 6 years in the Kansas City Royals farm system. You have a really good season, you know, your first year on the Royals. And then the Yankees are like, oh, we'd like to buy the rights to your soul. This seems crazy, man. You got to give the smaller markets a bit of a chance. Don't fan me. I remembered. I accused somebody of being mean to me when it was actually just a fan last time. I don't think I should just be standing here, but here we are. You got to jump there. Okay, look, dude, that's not so bad. Take Bonkus! The Bonkus has become our ally. Okay, that's fine. Is there anybody that's not a fan of the Dodgers, Red Sox, Yankees? You know, you get the idea. Is there anybody who isn't a fan of those super teams that thinks that the salary cap is a bad idea? Yes? I don't know. There might be some people that are like, well, the Yankees worked really hard for their money. They should be able to spend it however they choose. It gives some support for the players. Well, the players that end up on the Yankees, I guess, yeah. Like the one in 30, the 3% of the league that goes to the Yankees. I just don't support more rules. I will say the worst part about your league having a salary cap is people who know nothing about hockey arguing about the salary cap constantly. Well, personally, I like him, but I only like him if we can get him at under $3.7 million a year. But maybe we can get him at, maybe we could sign him at $4 million a year, but we could front load the deal so that we end up having the same cap hit every single year, but he actually ends up having a lower real financial compensation. And you're like, it's just supposed to be sports, I think. Like, you can do, if you find it entertaining, you can do whatever you want. But I find the conversations kind of like, okay, that's a bad start. I find those conversations kind of insufferable. Okay, get ready. We're taking this one. Insane play. Unbelievable play. Then just put me back on this boy right here. Right there. And then you know what? Let me hang on. Let me hang off. I'm going to fall, and that's okay. I accept that. Just hang on. Let's go! Still a goated tip. I screwed it up there, but it was still a goated tip. Poor baseball stars only making $200,000 a year instead of $500,000. Well, it's a false dilemma, right? Because like rather than look at player salaries and be like, why are they complaining? You should look at the revenue that the league generates and then who's actually doing the generating in the first place and wonder why, you know, the owners are getting 78% of it and the players are getting 22% of it, even though they're the ones blowing out their damn rotator cuffs. Instead of just sitting in the front office, you know, looking at who the best player is on the Oakland Athletics and then offering them, you know, 7 times more money than they made this year. I'm not saying that baseball players should be paid less. I'm just saying the league might be more entertaining for the plurality of fans if they had a salary cap. And maybe, like, you know, a different team was able to win the AL East for the first time in... I guess the AL East is a bad example. But, like, think of the Orioles, man. They've been bad for a long time. The other teams in the AL East are actually doing pretty well, but... Okay, stay focused. Stay focused. I mean, this is a glance game. It's all 100% glanceable. I know the AL East because when I grew up in Ontario, like, I kind of passively followed the Blue Jays, and it seemed like the Blue Jays were, like, perpetually third in the division, but it was like, hey, at least we're not the Rays, and then the Rays got good, and then it was like, you know, I mean, for a time it was like, well, yeah, the Yankees are amazing, but at least they're all we have to worry about. Then the Red Sox got, like, perpetually good. And then the Rays got, like, intermittently good. It's a hard division, man. Please, please. End this charade. I need to get some water. I need to get some water. How come you're not a baseball fan? Are you a Mariners fan? Because baseball's boring. It's boring. It's not. I promise you. I promise you it is. As I watch it, I can feel myself getting more bored. What about chess? Very boring. Competitive chess is very boring. Yes, absolutely true. No falseness detected. Rude? I mean, chess would probably be the most boring sport. But, you know, like 0.1% of people watch chess compared to baseball, relative to baseball. I'm so ass at Jump Showdown. It's confirmed. I'm confirmed ass. I'm not even mad. I'm like happy. I'm happy I made the finals. As soon as I saw it was Jump Showdown, I was like, I know how this shit goes down. What about hockey? That shit's real boring. Well, there's a difference. I didn't go around asking you why you're not a hockey fan. I know why you're not a hockey fan. You're American. You're raised in a culture that doesn't respect the sport. That's okay. I don't lose anything by you not watching it. For some reason, baseball fans are always like, you live pretty close to Seattle. Why don't you follow the Mariners? Are you that desperate? Like, is the baseball fandom dying off that fast? You need more people to show up to 81 home games a season in suspenders? I'm not going to do it. You can't trick me. There's really cool traditions, like in the 7th inning, 4 hours into the game, everybody stands up and sings a shitty song that's 187 years old together. Amazing. That sounds like so much fun. You don't get it though. Part of the experience is it's in the summer, and you get to sit inside and outside at the same time. It's very strange. It's like a hybrid seating style. I have nothing against baseball, really. It's just like, I'm not going to watch it. Also, it's so stupid that baseball is the only sport in the summer. Like, if the NFL just moved to a summer schedule, Major League Baseball would last for like 6 more years before they had to nail like wooden boards to the front of the stadium and be like out of business. What if they allowed for brain destroyers? Okay, if they changed baseball, like if they changed the physical properties of the ball so that someone could realistically throw a slider that looks like it's going to break right over the plate, but actually breaks so far it breaks behind the batter, I might watch some baseball. That shit would be hilarious. Connection to the server's timed out, just FYI. That sorta already happens? No, it doesn't. Because I've seen every like insane baseball highlight. Look at the action that Rodriguez got on this pitch. And I'm like, I don't know if it was just because I played too much like arcade sports games as a kid. It was just a little curveball. I expect the curveball to go like shoo. The way curveballs actually go in Major League Baseball is like it's like it looks like a fastball, and then at the very end, it's like, surprise, I'm over here now. I expect it to go like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's the point? That's why it's boring. I'm not trying to say that I know baseball better than the people that are playing it. I just know entertainment better than people who watch baseball. I wouldn't even be coming for baseball if someone hadn't innocuously asked why I don't watch it. Do you want me to go through the whole list or just the short list? 162 games a season, have the audacity to be on during the nights that are the only nights we ever get with great weather, when I could be out like going for an awesome walk in nature with an ice cream cone or something like that. Games are 5.5 hours long. The Yankees, Dodgers, or Red Sox win 40% of the championships no matter what. Like, okay, I guess I'll take the green pipe. Tampa Bay almost just won 3 in a row. Yes, but that would have been miraculous. Whereas in baseball, you would say like, holy cow, who bought the team? Were they recently purchased by Sam Bankman-Fried? Let me up, let me up, let me up. I'm ready. I'm patient. I can do this all day. I cannot do this all day. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I'm stupid. I deserve to lose. Go straight. What? You spawned them in my line. I deserve to lose anyway, but you spawned him in my line. Watch this. Ah, shit. Yep, deserved. I deserve that one. I'll acknowledge that. No doubt about that. Lose before finals. I got one more in me. I don't know what we're gonna do after that, but I'm honestly this week I'm just vibing and happy to be alive. That's the wave I'm on right now. No, I don't think I'm gonna play SAP. I don't like the weekly this week. I find it kind of boring, to be honest with you. This weekly is not it. But I also don't really want to play anything that taxes my brain because I'm still not at like even close to 100% capacity. So I don't really want to play like chess or Geo. I don't know. Also, and then I got a cold. I don't really want to like yell at the screen a lot and do like react chord or something like that. So I don't know. We'll just find something. We'll figure something out. Yeah, V Rising. Yeah, we're gonna play some V Rising. Shy Guy 12321. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Handsome Pantsome. Thank you as well. Thank you. I understand. I can read between the lines. Oh, okay. That one actually worked. My bad. Play some Overwatch real quick. Something like that. So my wife, she was... and I think V Rising is a fine game. It's just not for me. But a lot of people really seem to like it for 8 days. Anyway, my wife was playing it yesterday as part of a sponsored thing. I was downstairs. She was upstairs. She was talking to her chat, and she was like, aren't you guys glad you get to see me watch these? You get to see me play these games that you always yell at Ryan to play, and he never does? And then I said, I played V Rising. And then she said, did you play PvP? And I said, no, I played ZZZ. And she said, oh my God, I'm not going to repeat that. But now I can repeat it. There's no reason I can't repeat it to you. She was sponsored. I understand why she couldn't repeat it, but I was like, I'm going to put that one in my pocket because I thought it was a pretty good reply. Oh, man. I think the game is fine. It's just, again, I mean, I have like no attention span for that stuff. She did own me, and she's not wrong. But she was like, here's the thing, Ryan will only play games that have like flashing lights every 30 seconds and something like constantly going on. And like, I grabbed you. I found this dreamer and grabbed him. Why am I sad all the time? Anyway. She was like, Ryan will only play games that have flashing lights every 30 seconds and something constantly going on. And I was like, yeah. Also known as good video games. I don't stand a chance here. I think I got one more in me. Star of the show. 100 XP. Tell that to Factorio? I mean, there's like hard to swallow pills. I don't think the Factorio, RimWorld, Oxygen Not Included, etc., requesters realize that they're the reason that those games will never be played again. Because you're the only people who watch that shit. Everybody else goes, what the fuck am I looking at? And then the whole chat just becomes full of people who are like, I don't know if it's okay to backseat here, but here's an essay about why your fucking brackish water generator is generating too much mold per cycle. And I'm like, man, I'm just trying to, in the middle of like a 90-minute speech about the medical industry. I think like Factorio, RimWorld, I can't speak for Dwarf Fortress because I've never played it. I think those are great games to play. You get engrossed in it. You have your own story. You're blissfully ignorant to any of like the things that you could optimize, but they become like a little miserable when you're the person playing them. And I don't know. I don't find them that enjoyable to watch. Prison Architect is like the closest one to like enjoyable to watch that I've ever seen. But I think it's just because I have a very simple brain. Like if something goes wrong in Factorio, it's like, who cares? Oh no, the conveyor belt is slightly inefficient. The green science and the red science aren't arriving at exactly the same time. And Prison Architect is like, oh shit, Jimmy got out again, get him! Like at least there's some bombast to it. this. Like, I'll never play Factorio on the internet again. It's just miserable. It's just constantly being mocked. Like, for hours and hours on end. Well, episode 71, he's never going to fix his conveyor belts, is he? No, because I'm having fun. Maybe I'll play some Plock and some RoboCop, though. Oh, dude, did you see the force with which we opened this door? All right. Should have chosen the left door. It's your fault for the sushi belts? No, it's like what we were talking about earlier. People always find something. I'm not saying I'm good at Factorio. Obviously, that would be an insane take. But, like, if your sushi belts are fine, people are like, you really should have gotten on Blue Science 4 in-game days ago. Next time, don't prioritize. You can just skip right past the chainsaws and go immediately to robot logging. And you're like, okay, well, like, you could have just, like, shut up as well is another thing. I don't know if anyone ever told you that. Probably. Oh, I made it. Look at that. You could just touch grass. I'll take my +2. Is a single +2? I'll take it. Canadians aren't good at Fall Guys. Too polite. You know what? That's a compliment. So I choose to take it as a. I choose to take it as a compliment. I choose to take it as true. I don't know if it's necessarily that Canadians are polite, but I do think that I grew up in a culture where everybody waits in line and doesn't concern themselves with what are the odds that someone would punch me in the face if I cut in line. And I will say that it feels different for me in Northwestern Washington. Like in Northwestern Washington, I feel like 80% of people are content to wait in line. Like 20% of people are like, if the person in front of me takes out their phone for 2 seconds to check the weather app, I'm going to try to just sneak right by him. And you know why? Because fuck you. That's because I can. Now that might just be my own bias. But because it's my personal experience, you can't criticize it. Notoriously mean Bellingham people? I wouldn't know about Bellingham. I will never stop in the city again. r/Bellingham honestly has done more damage to the tourism industry of Bellingham than, like, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you anything else about the city. Quite frankly, except that they have an airport that mercifully allows you to leave. And it has a close proximity to Seattle, I suppose. Why are you so obsessed with Bellingham? I'm not obsessed with Bellingham. It's just somebody in chat mentioned Bellingham. I thought I would provide my thoughts on it. That's not obsession. Obsession is when once a week r/Bellingham posts, how badly do you guys hate Canadian drivers? That's obsession. Like, they're obsessed with Canadian drivers. Probably because the people driving the cars and then parking in the Albertsons parking lot are responsible for at least 60% of the economic activity within the city limits. Why are you checking them weekly? I'm not checking the subreddit. It shows up on my front page because I follow the subreddit. There's a subtle difference. Why are you following it? I follow lots of subreddits I find humorous. r/shit mom groups say, r/choosing beggars. I follow a lot of subreddits where I laugh at the cringe. r/Northern Lion, of course. The other post that is show, I mean, there's like a few kinds of classic posts on r/shitmom groups say. Some of the most common are, hey, my child has a 104-degree fever. What oils do I need to put in the diffuser in order to treat this? Thanks, I really appreciate that. But another very common insane post is limited time job offer. I'm looking for someone to look after my 2-year-old and 7-year-old. I'm willing to pay you $25 a day. You need to look after them from 8:30 until 4:30. Why? Why would you take it away? We had the faintest glimmer of hope. I just don't understand why you would pull it away. What's wrong? Why? Hold on. If you have a killer instinct, you can always make it. Honestly, fuck everybody that lost that one. You guys deserve it. Eat shit. You fucking crabs in the bucket. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. I'm losing less because I'm also making you guys lose. All right. See you later, loser. I'm going to the penultimate round. What was I talking about? Oh, Bellingham. Oh, the other... the posts about the limited time job offer. I'll pay you $25 to look after my kids 5 days a week. Also, I need you to provide their lunches. Is so good. And you start calculating it, you're like Napoleon Dynamite. It's like $1 an hour. By the way, you can't use my house because I work from home and I can't drop them off. So you're going to have to pick them up. Hey guys, could you, and then there's always like an admin makes a post like 2 seconds later. Hey guys, could you stop bullying Lavender? I understand, we had a talk with her privately and like, she understands that that's not an appropriate amount of compensation, but she thought she was doing like a good thing for the community. Can we, like, she knows what she did was wrong. Can we stop insulting her now? Holy cow, I almost got my hands on a penguin. How? Oh, my depth perception. Don't let him grab it. I understand why he would grab me there. I can understand why he would be frustrated. Grogu. 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 Ah, you know what? I'm out of here. Someone die with a penguin up here? Let me touch it! I just want to touch it! I've been through so much. Let me grab him! This is my guy right here. There's no shot. I mean, this was a horrible... Oh my god. This is a horrendous round. Yeah, I don't... Okay, I think I got one more in me. Holy cow, that was horrible. I don't even want to talk about it. That's a lose before finals. Hold on, I gotta see this one. My sister asked on a local Facebook group if $15 an hour is enough for babysitting, and people got mad at her for suggesting $20 for a night of work isn't enough. Yeah, people are crazy. Especially, like, if your sister is an adult. Like, it is crazy the number of people that... I mean, not that you should be, like, criminally underpaying, like, a teenager to babysit either, but... you know, if your sister is like 20 years old and people want her to babysit, they want to pay her $20 a night, like that is insane. I mean, I hate to say it, this is a little out of touch, but like $20 is like base. What's she gonna do with $20 in 2022? She'd pay for like 3 dinners, the ingredients required to make 3 dinners or something. She could buy 4 liters of gasoline. True. Technically true. Technically true. That would get 80 miles in my Subaru. Yeah, but do you think it's possible that she doesn't just live to drive her Subaru, unlike the average Subaru owner? I mean, I don't want to be too rude to the Subaru owners. I don't have like too much negativity towards them. The only thing I'll say is that my impression of the average Subaru driver is that I merge onto the highway going, 10 to 20 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. And then some like deep blue Subaru behind me, as soon as possible, hits their signal light like they're frustrated. They merged 6 inches away from my ass. And then they go, vroom, and take off into like the passing lane to get around me as quickly as possible. And I'm like, easy, man. Your car costs the same as a Toyota Corolla. Like, nobody's that impressed. On the other hand, you do have like the lane guidance system. I do appreciate the safety features. Then immediately hits more traffic. Dude, is there anything more satisfying than being tailgated in traffic by somebody and then they pass you and then you get to tailgate them? That shit gives me life. If somebody's like a meter away from my ass, going the speed limit on the highway because there's cars directly in front of me, and then the guy behind me is like losing his mind. What the fuck? Go faster. Then he makes 17 suicidal lane changes to get literally one position in front of me. And now, without me having adjusted my speed at all, guess what, motherfucker? Now I'm tailgating you. Because it's the guy in front of us, and the guy in front of him, and the guy in front of him, and the guy in front of him, and the guy in front of him that's causing this. This is the reason we're traveling at this speed is not... Oh my god, he grabbed me when we jumped over the pole, man. I'm gonna lose my flippin' lid. Everyone knows. Why is everybody going so slowly? That was way more slow. Oh, dude, we're not gonna make it. No, fuck you, Among Us, fuck you. I'm doing one more. Nobody realizes that, like, yeah, occasionally you get someone that's slow in the passing lane. Can I tell you, by the way, anyone from Bellingham here, the reason people drive in the passing lane and happen to have Canadian license plates sometimes is because your highways were designed by Lucifer. They have on-ramps like every 100 meters. So you follow the law, you drive in the non-passing lane, and then there's an on-ramp, and 14 GMC Suburbans all need to merge, so you go, okay, I'm going to get in the passing lane. Then you get in the passing lane, you get past the 14 GMC Suburbans, you get into the normal lane again, and guess what? By the time you get back into the normal lane, you're at the fucking 14 GMC Suburban situation again. Okay, hold on. That was a lose before finals, right? I didn't pay out? Did I pay out or did I not pay out? I need to know. There was no payout. Okay, I trust you. Let's be honest. Even if there was a payout, I would probably lose before the finals anyway, so we'll just count that as like that's charity. That's the reason sometimes you'll see people drive in the left lane a little bit longer, because when you drive in the right lane, you can only drive in the right lane for 5 seconds before another on-ramp where like half the drivers are coming through at 80 miles an hour, and then half the drivers can't get above 30 miles an hour, and you're watching like 17 different cars with variable speeds, and you're like trying to prognosticate where you'll be in the order by the time, and you're like, fuck, I'm just gonna get in the left lane for a second. Yeah, I do like a 3-lane road. Like a 3-lane highway where you can just sit in the middle lane and like not bother the people that are coming in on the on-ramp and not bother the people that are like, I need to get to the grocery store in record time, risking my family's health in order to protect my self-esteem as a big manly man. Middle lane's kind of based, man. Like that's grill pilled. Middle lane sitting in the UK is illegal, thank God. What's the middle lane for if not for sitting? It's not for taking the off-ramp. It's not for passing. That's what it's there for. It's there to simmer. That's the lane for the people who love to chill. It's for passing. Shut up, you fucking Mario Andretti wannabes. Okay, now every lane that is not the lane you merge into is for passing. Get a clue. That's insanity. Why don't you just drive at the speed of traffic and like find something to build your self-esteem besides like driving your car inefficiently and spending too much money on gasoline for no reason? Look, I'll help you. Let's come over to this side. Let's rebuild our inertia. It's such a bad day, honey. It's such a bad day. Oh, what's wrong? My preferred equilibrium speed of driving is 73 miles an hour. The guy in front of me on the road was only doing 71. Makes me so mad. Just like, don't make driving part of your personality. Middle lane sitters cause traffic? What are you talking? Everybody causes traffic. You're in your car, idiot. You want to talk about slowing down traffic? How about the dude who, to save 30 seconds on his 30-minute commute, changes lanes 500 times, forcing the people that he psychotically cuts off to hit their brakes, causing every car in the lane behind them to then have to hit their brakes? How about that guy? How about the guy that refuses to stay in the same lane for more than 15 seconds? What if they didn't hit their brakes? Then they would fucking crash into you. Idiot. They would hit your car because you're merging like an insane person. What if they didn't hit their brakes? On it, what's wrong with people? Are literally just trying to like drive to the farmer's market. What if you just drove in a way that made everybody in the car feel unsafe? Yeah, that would really help out in traffic. And the take just pisses me off even more because that's how it's the vibe I get from drivers on I-5 all the time in Washington. And then like I'm getting passed in like hurricane level conditions by like a red Pontiac Sunfire from 2000. And then like I'm like, oh, I guess I'm a piece of shit because I'm only driving like 10 over the speed limit or whatever. And then, wouldn't you know it, 3 minutes later, we're like, oh, why is traffic so bad? Oh, there's a flaming Pontiac Sunfire on the side of the road that completely flipped over and is blocking an entire lane of traffic now. Incredible. So as a result of you feeling like other drivers are so bad, you've now blocked an entire lane of traffic with your selfish accident. We made it. I've seen a car flip 20 times and explode on the highway. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is. I don't know what I would say if I saw that on the highway. Just can't even imagine. I was just driving along and I saw the Jay Leno car crash. Oh! I mean, I hate to say it because this isn't even a boomer take. This is like your nice aunt's take who's like, I think everybody should just be nice to each other. But like, The number one thing that would help traffic out a lot is honestly if people left their house 5 minutes earlier instead of 5 minutes later than they were supposed to. And then they just fucking like chilled out. If they just got on the road in like a sober mental state where they weren't insanely stressed out and angry and just like got on the highway and reminded themselves that like the driving is just what you do to get to the destination where you live your life. It's like the driving is not your life. Thanks, there was no need for that really, but okay. Let's all push each other out of the way. Whatever, I'll take that. I can live with that. Beautiful teamwork. You know what? I know it. There's no reason we have to inhibit each other. I do hear grabbing. I would prefer personally to not be grabbed. That's just me being weird, I guess. I'm going around one more time. Okay, then jump. See? Okay, you go first, Master Chief. You go first. Sorry I got in your way for half a second. I know you got very important places to be. You're so good at driving that you don't need to leave your house at the time when you have to leave your house in order to make it on time. You could just be 5 minutes late for work and then blame the person in front of you for having good time management skills. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Sorry, getting a little personal with that one. I'll just wait. I'll simply wait for the laser to come up. I'll simply wait for the laser. Don't flip me. I'm not getting flipped. Not at this stage of my life. Holy cow. Whew. r/patient gamers. That's me. How'd the diagnosis go? Hey, thank you for asking. For anybody who was not here at the start of the stream, I got diagnosed with simultaneous salmonella and campylobacter bacterial infections. My doctor said, and I quote, "This sort of stuff doesn't happen in the first world," which was some very vindicating stuff to hear on the phone. And then she apologized for the substandard level of care that I had received both from her office and from the hospital system over the last couple of weeks. Basically, she was like, it was a dereliction of duty that they didn't give you antibiotics much faster than they did. But these kind of infections literally like never happen in young men, which is why they exclusively looked for inflammatory bowel disease, even though you complained over and over about symptoms that were consistent with severe bacterial infection. And I was like, you know what? It feels good to hear, quite frankly. Now do you rescind your belief that food poisoning isn't real? Have you not been here? Like, I'm not going to give you any valor for showing up so late to this bit. We covered this like 2.5 weeks ago. In fact, I even resist that false narrative. We covered it years ago, before I even had food poisoning, where I said it's not that I clarified, because people can't be trusted with sound bites. You know, they don't use their own brain to add any context to it. I said food poisoning is obviously real. I just think people tend to diagnose themselves with foodborne illness when they don't actually know that it's foodborne illness, which is honestly fair, because when you're shitting your pants or vomiting constantly, you don't want to go to the doctor's office and run a bunch of tests if you think you could just stay at home, drink a bunch of Gatorade, and then in like a few days you'd be okay. So I completely understand that. That hurt. That's going to be painful for me. That's going to be worse. I see the air. The air is coming for me. It's the greatest round of the Swiveler that's ever been done. I keep getting hit. That was huge. That might just keep me in this. Good. Bro, really? Oh my god. This is the craziest game of the Swiveler I've ever seen. I've never seen it last that long. It never went that far. Oh shit, Lost Temple. I mean, honestly, if you're making jokes about it, I just encourage you to go back to yesterday's stream where I owned you, even if you weren't here. Talked about how selfish everybody was in the nice comments that they left me. Wow, get well soon, NL. I don't know what I would do if you died. I love watching your videos. Thanks so much. Insane main character syndrome suffering person. I also don't know what I would do if I died, because I'd be fucking dead. But, like, rip to your YouTube watch later recommendations or whatever. So there's just, like, an order to this, isn't there? Good squeeze, good squeeze. What? Where am I going? This shit don't make any sense. No! I really thought we would have. We were in there, man. That was so close. Holy cow. That's a good one to end it on. I don't know. I'm going to take a bathroom break as like a nice excuse to figure out what I'm going to play. I might just come back and play Isaac, though, to be honest with you. Either way, choose prediction. We lost in the finals just barely, and I'll see you in like 2 minutes.